We are back. It was an interesting conversation earlier, and we're going to continue that conversation. He's agreed to come back on. So, a new friend who's really, I would say he's on the front lines of combat with Russian soldiers, just a couple of miles away. So we're messaging each other right now, and he's agreed to come back on for a little bit. So we get a perspective from his vantage point on the ground and the climate. Now, it is not my position for him to ask him his political opinion of things. I do not want to put him in that position because people would use that against him. And I know they would. What's up, Nick? Believe me, I would want to watch my Giants game, but this is important to me as a supporter of the Ukrainian people. So I'm just getting everything set up. Now, if you're on TikTok, will you be able to see if he comes, not on camera necessarily, but he has shown us some stuff that he has in his room. Showed us a little bit of outside without revealing buildings and locations. He showed us his vehicle parked outside where he's at right now. It is a fascinating insight to what it's like to be a Ukrainian soldier right now. And the atrocities that Russia has committed against the Ukrainian people, which is why Putin is considered a criminal, committing war crimes. If he stepped in certain places in Europe, he'd be immediately arrested. And believe me, when you hear about 25,000 children being abducted and taken back to Russia, it's gut-wrenching to hear some of the accounts. And I'm sure there are a lot of Russian families that are anguished by the loss on that side. But when you see the relentless, because he sent me a video, the relentless attacks by Russia using Iranian drones on civilians and terrorizing them every day, it is gut-wrenching. There are certain things that cannot be ignored. Though we would like to ignore it and not deal with the reality of it, it is the reality. And we are live on TikTok. So, is it raining here? I don't think so yet. It's coming. It's definitely going to rain here soon. And you take all the time you need, Dom. I just started, so I need to settle in too. I may have to get some coffee. I've got to do some settling in myself. I just finished doing a show. Now, Nick, you may have to keep me... Oh, they're lucky he recovered that fumble. Keep me posted on the Giants game. No, it's not raining. Not yet. So we're going to continue our discussion with the Ukrainian soldier. And currently, he's there, right on the line, with Russian troops 2 miles away. And, you know, we see, like I mentioned this numerous times before, we see what our media portrays and what's going on. Obviously, you know, depending on where you get your information is how things are spun. We know that. This is not the place to put him on the spot to take any political opinion from him about politics. He is a soldier. He takes orders. I am not going to put him in a spot to ask him what he thinks about things that go on in a political setting, because people would use that against him. Now, to talk about maybe, again, even opinions, it's better for him to keep those to himself. I won't ask him what he, because I did earlier and I thought about it. I said I should have never brought it up. You know, but I had to ask, what are the people, not necessarily him, what do the people think of Zelensky? What do the people think about future elections? What do they think about a ceasefire? What do they think about the current lines that were discussed by the president and Zelensky? Or the tomahawks, or anything else? Those are legitimate questions, but I will not ask him for any comment or opinion on the actual politics of situation, because people will take it out of context and they'll use it against him, because that's the way people are. They'll spin it to make it sound like something else. And I'm not here to put him in that position, and I will not take part in that. Just to be clear. And I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that would love to exploit it or take advantage of the situation. Yeah, I saw that. It's here too, the Commanders and Cowboys game. It's national, televised. So we have to give him a few minutes. I'll initially start with him, and then at some point, maybe if others want to join in. No, I am not live on TikTok only. I am on YouTube, 2 of them. I can't say it. Bookface. Twitchyland. I can't say the actual word because I'm on TikTok. Rumbler Nation. We were earlier too. Cali Twitchy's in chat. So yes, but I think we were on earlier on these platforms too, Dom. And we're on all of them again. So, and I changed the title because before it was just like a Good Sunday thing. Now I changed the title up, Conversation with Ukrainian Soldier. So now people will know that you're here and having a discussion. There are 2 of them. I'll give you the one that I mostly go on. Just look for this one. Or I'll just give you the link where I'm streaming to right now. It might be easier. I'm going to it right now. I'm copying the link. And I'm going to put it in TikTok. So that's where we're currently streaming on TubeView. Right now. That's one of them. That's the main one I use now. The other one's an older one that I had, and I started recently using it again. So I posted it in here. You don't see it on TikTok? I'll send it to you. You got to give me a second to make that happen. I'll send it to you. What do you want, on WhatsApp, or you want me to send the link on WhatsApp? You're going to have to give me a second to put it first to my team so I can take it from my phone and then copy and paste it into WhatsApp. Actually, I could do it right here. What am I doing? I don't even need to do that. I have WhatsApp on the computer. I hardly use it. Okay. Right here. WhatsApp. I just sent it to you. So wherever I'm streaming, that's the channel. You could follow the channel. This way you'll see my crazy American behavior too. Because you know what? At the same time that you're going through all this stuff too, you may need some time to take your mind over all the stresses that are going on around you. So if you want to get a good laugh and hang out and just hang out as a friend, not to have a discussion necessarily about what you're going through, though I think it's important that people here and around the world hear what it's like from a Ukrainian soldier's perspective and not a media's biased point of view for whatever political side opinionated perspective it is, because it is, without getting into the politics of it, just telling people exactly what it's like. Maybe not exactly, because we could never relate to what you're going through there, or in any area that's being aggressively pummeled on a daily basis, if not hourly, by an aggressor. Because there are other areas in the world that are suffering the same thing. So what it's like for the people that live there, the civilians, parents, siblings, children. I mean, we'll get into it a little bit, but I do not want to overwhelm you with too many questions. Out of respect, I think hopefully one day, as we planned, we'll meet here in New York. You'll spend maybe an overnight here and speak more direct, person to person. Exactly. We'll talk more in real life. Exactly. And you don't necessarily have to be on with me right now. Because we had a nice lengthy, thanks to Starla for connecting us. Also thanks to Zara in Scotland and Melanie in the UK. But I think it's important to hear about the atrocities that are being committed against the Ukrainian people. And as you mentioned, yes, the corruption that exists in Ukraine. Because there's a lot of talking points from both sides here politically. The pros and cons of Ukraine. Trying to either justify or denounce support for Ukraine. Of course, it's political, as expected it would be. But to hear about the constant barrage of Iranian-made exploding drones, about somebody mentioned also the 25,000 children that Russia has taken and abducted and kidnapped and taken them back into Russia, where nobody knows what's going on with these children. the video that you shared with me earlier, showing not any areas that we can tell where they're filmed, but of these drones, these Iranian drones at night, and the explosions. And I won't show it because I am going to protect you as what you're doing there. I'm not going to jeopardize you whatsoever. So I just want people to, and I'm not going to show my phone because just listen. I'm not going to show the video. Well, it's the drones coming into Ukraine and exploding upon impact, and they set off that car alarm. That's constant. Many. Forget about the narrative that soldiers are dying on both sides. Yes, they are. But how many civilians are dying on one side every day? How many children have been abducted on one side? Does anyone ever think about the absolute inhumane, heinous acts of Russia right now against the Ukrainian people? Who are you talking to, Amol? Amol, who are you talking to? With that language. I look over there on the tube and I'm like, who are you talking to? Oh, you requested to come in. All right, only for a few minutes because I don't want to, like I said, put you in a position. And your internet was not so well earlier. Okay, you should be here with me. All right, looks like you're connected now.
Hello.
hello, back.
Yeah.
Now you have a little echo. I don't know, I just heard it, but it seems like it's gone now. And I would bring other people in, but right now I'm just going to keep it Dom and I because I do not want to keep him. I'm sure he's kind of tired where it's early in the morning in Ukraine right now, right, Dom?
I am.
Did you get your tea at least? Are you settled in?
Yeah, well, I will head 2 hours, so
I know.
Getting ready for.
I know there's a delay because of obviously the distance between us, so I'm gonna just give it a second to hear your response and not interrupt you. How are things currently tonight? Is it quiet there in your area? How are things in Ukraine currently?
Right now, it's very quiet where I live, like in my region. But they're gonna start doing things like probably in 1 hour. So I'm getting ready to go to the blog post as I supposed to go there and just protect the area. I mean, there's like literally nothing happening. We're just standing there for no reason. I mean, somebody has to stay there and protect like the road. But we're just basically doing. I don't know why do you actually stand there, but they will actually do trainings for I think an hour because mostly at this time they're already starting training new Russian military personnel on the civilian buildings and civilian people who's outside. So yeah,
but in the areas that you're talking about, I'm sure they're defended by Ukrainian forces as well. It's not like it's just going to be. Well, you're gonna go there by yourself and just check out what's going on and try to hold it down. There has to be supporting forces there to make sure that the Russians don't incur. There's not an incursion there, right? I would think.
Yeah, well, we have Ukrainian forces over here as well, but these guys who's fighting, they're actually at the front line, which is 1.8 miles away from me, and we have a lot of block posts here, so. Someone has to stay on these blog posts and not let in the civilian people, not let in any other vehicles who doesn't have permits to go there.
Let me ask you, have you directly encountered and engaged with adversarial forces there, the Russians?
Like in the blog post or like zero
No,
line?
like zero line, yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I was long time actually in the zero line. We do have rotations. I don't know what rotations the zero line right now, but it's probably like 7 days you're on active duty and 7 days you're off. So yeah, you can actually like hear them breathing. But right now everything changed because of the FPVs and the artillery. So FPVs and artillery actually doing more job than you can find and see the Russian actually like 10 meters like ahead of you.
Have you noticed any type of mercenary or other nations aligning alongside Russian soldiers?
Oh yeah, North Koreans, Chechens, the Chinese people. I've seen like two Chinese people. Yeah, I don't know how they call the people. They're from Russian Federation, but it's from the Yakutia region. The Pole guys, we call them.
Wow. Have you seen any hints of North Korean soldiers?
Sorry, you once again?
All right, so you said you mentioned Asian. They could be Chinese. Could they also be North Korean?
No, they're Korean because they had Korean passports and they had Korean names, so they're Koreans.
Oh, so they are Korean. On the Ukrainian side, is it are there? Do you notice if they're getting any influx of European soldiers assisting defending Ukraine currently, or is it strictly Ukrainians being recruited to fight the war against the Russians?
No, there's actually we have many battalions for foreigners like Europeans. There's like International Legion of Ukraine. We actually have even the Russian Legion. So the people who's from Russia who wants to make free Russia, they actually go to that battalion and fight against Putin's regime. And we actually have many immigrants, but my battalion we do not accept any foreign people because we're staying with Ukrainians. We don't want any English talking personnel because we don't know these guys, where these guys come from. We don't know what's their history, and we cannot check because my battalion is a simple battalion. We're not something like a special operations, so that's like a hard thing for us.
Now you brought something up that I find very interesting. Are you ever concerned about people amongst you that are working with you, obviously, but also maybe helping the Russians? Like almost like a spy, an infiltrator, someone that you cannot trust. That's why it needs to be kept so tight knit because you have to be concerned about traitors amongst you.
No, so basically, I know my squad for a long time already, 4 or 5 years, because I've been when there was no WAR here. So I trust them a lot, these guys, and actually I trust them more than myself.
Wow, that says a lot. Now you were speaking earlier. It's not so much the numbers of soldiers that Ukraine needs right now, but it's also about intelligence. And I'm sure that has to do with training and also on the field strategic, moves that you would do in the field. So, from your perspective, what do you need there in Russia? I don't want to say require because that's a strong word. People will mistake that and misquote that. What would you say, from your perspective, that you need there in the front lines? What do you need? What type of resources? What type of soldiers? What are you looking for there?
That's actually a good question, which I can't answer like properly because like my battalion already has everything, like from the volunteers we have supplies from America, but there was actually problem like 1 year ago. So I'm a combat medic. We were running out of medicine supplies,
Wow.
like the tourniquets, because we've got like somebody sent us from Sweden the Chinese tourniquets, and these tourniquets like that was like really bad. You can't like save a life with them. So we were had problems with the medicine, but right now we are actually my battalion has like everything. Like we do have a not the best gear, but we have like level 4 plates, which is like way more than enough to go there and to be safe.
But what about the other battalions around you? Do you think they have the necessary supplies right now?
That's is hard to tell me for another battalions because I've never changed the battalion, but I wanted to do that. Like for the special forces, I actually passed the training to go there. But when I look at these guys and I look at myself, like, no way I'm gonna go there. So yeah, but I mean, we getting like the basic stuff to go to zero line and stay there. But if people actually need something, we got used to when we get salary. Like if you need something better, you just go buy something better. What do you need? But if you need like something else, like and you can't afford, basically what do you do? Like most of people, as I've seen, they just make a video and ask for all volunteers that. Oh, sorry, we need this, we need this, we need this. Like yeah. So that's like basic.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Now, as far as your observations of the Russian activity, it seems like it looks like it may be a standstill. Everybody's holding their positions, but it's a constant bombardment of these drones coming in, missiles, etc. Is that what Russia is really focused on doing right now? Is terrorizing the citizens of Ukraine with these nightly and daily barrages?
Yeah, well, they're. I would say they're civilians and buildings, not just for fun. Yeah, some actually like 90% do for fun, like doing trainings and something like this. But they know that right now in some regions, military like where I live, we don't use the uniforms. We go as civilians, like, and they're like there's like FPVs, drones flying every single day here, like the small ones, the Mavericks flying there, and they're checking people, like who's going there, who's leaving from the house, like what's in the house, if they have car, what car is this, like they're trying to check everything. It's very hard here.
Wow, wow. And there's no real way to stop those drones from coming in. I mean, it almost sounds like a swarm of drones. It's constant observation, surveillance on everyone there where you're, in your area, and probably everywhere else close to that area along the confrontation line in Ukraine, I'm sure. So what do you do? What do you do then? I mean, you can't necessarily feel safe like that because they probably know who you are.
Oh yeah, they. I'm already like, the Russian government already have my pictures. I'm on their official website. They're actually looking for me. I can't go to countries like Turkey. I cannot go to the Egypt. There's like all the information about me. There's my name. There's my last name, my picture, what battalion I was, when I was born, where I was born, like all the information. But it's not about me. That's information about foreign citizens as well who's helping Ukraine like in the fights, and there's some volunteers also. We've got volunteers in that website as well, so they literally know everything.
Wait a
So
minute.
that's like a not a new for me.
So they've got a website, a wanted website of even foreign assets that are coming in, personnel. And if they were to visit a certain country, these foreigners will get arrested in the name of Russia?
Yeah, so they do have a website. It's official, like a government wanted people, and the why you're wanted. Like I had like on my name, they say like it's like I can't say this word on TikTok because yeah, I'm not allowed. But
Right,
it
right,
starts
don't.
from like terror, you
Yeah,
know.
I know what you
So
mean.
you probably know what is that word.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, they want me for this word because I'm fighting for Ukraine, and I don't actually know about like these countries, but our people say don't go to these countries because these countries actually work with the Russian government. So we don't take a risk to go there.
All right, now, are you telling me any soldier that they identify, whether it's domestic, a sovereign soldier like yourself, a Ukrainian, or a foreigner that's helping there, that they're considered the T word, the terror word? All of them, anyone that's identified is labeled like this?
No, not all of them, but most of them. I'm gonna explain how are they finding us. No, it's not like they with the drones using like some kind of pictures, Googling. No.
Yeah.
So basically, they make a Facebook. They go to similar pages like Foreign Legion of Ukraine. They searching for the people who's actually in the military, have pictures with the military. They're putting them these pictures on their website. They're getting like information from Facebook, from Twitter, from Instagram. They're getting all these documents and they're posting that on the official government website.
But why shouldn't it be Ukrainian policy that all military personnel do not use social media to expose themselves so that this won't happen?
That's a good question, but I say it's like you can make a social media. We don't like battalions, like commanders say, guys, don't upload your pictures with like weapons, like with the uniforms, so they can see what's your unit, what's your like
Exactly.
name, and something like this. But people actually like me, I was like, I don't care what's gonna happen. I'm not planning to go anywhere. I'm gonna stay here until then. So I don't give a shit.
But you know what? They already know who you are, and you're standing, firm. You're standing your ground. You're defending the Ukrainian people, the sovereignty there. So, I mean, for you, it might be different, but for the others to expose themselves, I mean, that's something I would think that they should try to do, because that's just horrific that I just heard that. Do you know if there's, and this is not probably a question that you probably can answer, do you know if there's any Americans on this website?
There's a lot of Americans actually. Not like 1 or 10 Americans. I would say there's like more than 50 Americans.
Are you kidding? We don't know about that. So wait a minute. The Russians have a wanted.
Give me
Go ahead.
like a few minutes. I
Okay.
will send you on WhatsApp that website with some Americans.
Oh my gosh. See, we don't even know about this. I can't believe it that the Russians have Americans on a T list, wanted list, that if they're captured, they're considered T's. I can't say the word on TikTok. Or they would be arrested if they were found in certain countries for the Russian government and arrested as T's. TER, the terror word. I cannot believe the Russians, and how come we don't know about this? The Russians have a website with Americans on a wanted list as T words, and they're to be captured. I wonder if that is cray-cray. I did not know that. And I'm sure a lot of us Americans didn't know about that either, that the Russians have a freaking wanted website with Americans on it. And other, of course, Ukrainians and other international individuals as well. But they've got Americans that are helping the Ukrainians on a freaking I'll ask him when he's there. Are you still there? He said to give him a few minutes, so I'll give him a few minutes.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the website.
A Canadian,
It's really
a Canadian friend wants to know: are there Canadians on this website?
let me actually find the website.
Okay,
first.
yeah, do
I will
that. Do
tell
that.
you
I'll
how many people, yeah.
I won't bother you. I'll continue talking to them. I mean, he's actually going to find and send that website. And I think Americans need to see this, because this is what Russia's doing. Oh my gosh. Mom, not now. I think it's important that the public knows that Russia has a wanted T list with Americans on it. Those that are assisting the Ukrainian people there. How come we don't hear about that? This is the first I've heard of this. Now, some people might say, I don't find that unusual. They're helping the enemy. Yeah, but they're Americans. Does that not matter? Americans that are trying to help Ukrainians? And I'm sure there are people that are voluntary, maybe former military personnel, veterans that are going there on their own, and helping the Ukrainian people. Almost like a mercenary. We see that happen all the time, where they decide they're going to stand aside other soldiers fighting for freedom for the people of Ukraine. And I'm sure that this is a similar situation. And hello to those coming in on TikTok. Yes, he's searching for something for me right now. But again, for those here in the United States, I think it's very important to hear the perspective of a Ukrainian soldier, because the media here... Oh my God. Margaret, can we do it tomorrow? Because I'm on a stream right now, on a very important stream.
Okay. Do you want to do the air conditioner on Tuesday? Because I'm home on Tuesday.
Yeah, let's do it Tuesday.
Okay, sounds good.
Alrighty.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye. Because again, we see what we see in our media. It's very difficult to get anything from on the ground, reporting especially, because of the risk involved. Especially where he is 1.8 miles away from Russian forces. He's right there. So we don't hear necessarily what's going on. Sometimes you might get an independent news agency or some news agency that is tagging along with soldiers, but that's such a risky and dangerous position to be put in. Mom, please stop talking. This is not the time. Yes, I told him that before. He has to be very careful about tracking. For sure. But just some of the things that he was mentioning earlier. No worries. Keep searching. Don't worry. I'm going to talk to the people here while you're searching for that website. And I'm going to put it up. I want people to see it. I want to see what this website looks like. And how they have a wanted T list. Similar to our FBI has a list of wanted. Well, the Russians have one of those fighting against them. And they are labeling them as T's. Including, he says, I thought I heard 50 Americans. 50. The Russians have on this website Americans. And I can only guess how many other international individuals are on there as well. From Europe, possibly, like you said, Canadians. Who knows? But just think about that crazy number of 25,000 children that were taken by Russian soldiers. Think about that. 25,000 children. I think he found it. I don't know if it's going to work.
Here you go. That's one of the lists.
Oh, I see it.
So there's you will see Russian names. That's normal because they even write American names in Russian letters. But there's a lot of people, and if you will see, like, let me check. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead, because I'm going to try to open it up. It doesn't want to open for me right now. It could be Russia doesn't want me to access it.
Yeah, so when you will see the blue name, press on the blue name. And the link and like new link will pop up, and it will open for you, and there's gonna be his picture, his information, where he's from, what he's doing in Ukraine.
Okay, give me 1 second because I'm having a problem. It's not necessarily opening for me right now.
Oh, let me send the screenshot.
Because it won't. It doesn't want to open the page. So try to send it more. Shorten it. I'm not surprised, though. That could be intentional. that Russia's blocking U.S. This is unbelievable. But then again, to hear about the 25,000 children taken by Russian soldiers, and it could be a security feature. I was thinking of the same thing, Nick. And like I said, the constant barrage on civilian populace. And also, like he mentioned, like I said, and he admitted it, it is there, the corruption, but corruption is everywhere. Oh my gosh.
Here you go. That's an American who serves in the Ukraine. So they have his picture, they have his biography, everything, all of his information, and he serves in the Ukraine military.
All right, I'm going to share this on the screen in a second. I'm going to full screen it. And he's an American. So this person is an American, even though, is that?
Let me actually read what they say about him 1 second.
Because it's written in Russian. I mean, I can copy and paste and translate. Hold on, I'm going to try to share the screen.
Yeah, so the information about this guy, he's been from 2003 to 2011 into Iraq. He started to be in the Ukraine from 2022, and he's been instructor in the Ukraine. I don't know if he's alive. Let me check.
Wow. Wow. So the Russians have this. Oh, I got to get that off.
This guy's still alive.
He's still alive?
Yeah, he is.
So the Russians are posting this.
Yeah.
So he's still wanted because he's still alive. Obviously he hasn't been captured.
Yeah, he's still wanted. The Russian people hates the foreigners, and especially like if I have a Ukraine tattoo, like they're gonna do some bad stuff with me, and for foreigners when they catch them, that's like really bad.
Now that kind of looks like a Wikipedia site here in the States. The image that you showed.
That is Wikipedia, but it's Russian.
Oh, so it is a Wikipedia Russian version.
Yeah.
Now, does it state anywhere that they're trying to arrest this person or detain them?
Let me Google.
Mom, please stop interfering with this conversation.
I'm not saying nothing.
All right, don't say anything right now. I don't want you to say a word right now. Okay, I know, but don't say a word right now. Now's not the time. Okay, but now's not the time. Yeah, it does look like that. Just looking at it. While he's doing that, this is totally off topic, but what's the score in the Giants game, Nick? Because I'm not obviously watching it. Just give me a little update while I'm speaking with Dom.
Yeah, it doesn't say why they're wanting him, but it says just information that this guy was 23 years in the military, U.S. military and Ukraine military altogether. 23 years he was serving in the military.
Wow. So there's American, either retired or I don't think current, but they're probably veterans that are now assisting the Ukrainian government, their military.
Yeah, so he still serves. He's not at zero line. He's actually instructor. He teaches what his skills, what he like earned, what he knew and know from U.S. military. He's teaching Ukrainian soldier this. That's probably why Russian government is wanting him.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because I mean, there was equipment that was sent by the United States into Ukraine that they had to actually train Ukrainian soldiers on how to use them properly. So that makes sense.
Yep. Give me like 4 few more minutes. I will try to find the official website.
Okay. But, I mean, that does make sense that they're going to have logistical support there people to help them, to train them to be able to utilize and use the equipment that the U.S. supplied them in the past. So that makes total sense. And also for that, to train them, to give them better training on the field. That makes total sense. And I would hope that is continuing, because that can create an advantage strategically to have that kind of training against the Russian side, because I haven't heard great things about the Russian side as far as their preparedness, their training. So that's very important too, the training itself, when you're facing your enemy or adversary. So that means a lot. So I think that's an important. See, that's why they're not. I would think they are not. They're operatives. They're contracted. They're not there in the capacity of the U.S. military necessarily, but they're contracted for training. Because if people heard in the United States that there's American boots on the ground, they would absolutely flip out, including myself, because we don't want to see any of our military boots on the ground in any foreign war or conflict. I think a lot of us would agree on that. But like I said earlier, that does not mean that we cannot provide logistical support, intelligence, resources, etc. There's no reason why we can't.
Yeah, so there's 93 U.S. soldiers who was fighting for Ukraine. They're unalived, and more than 200 U.S. soldiers, they are wanted by Russian government.
All right, so they volunteered. These are probably, like I said, veterans, no longer with the military, and they were part of our military at some point, and they decided to go and assist Ukraine, their brothers as soldiers, and supported Ukrainian people, and they became unalived. 93 Americans is what you're telling me.
Yeah, 93. Yeah.
And there are over,
It's been officially like.
okay, and there are over 200 that are alive, and that the Russians are seeking to detain or worse.
Yeah, and basically the list is 10,500 people they're wanted. So that's a very big list, and most of these like countries, I would say like 85%, like people wanted from Colombia, because we have an international legion. Most people from Colombia.
Wait a minute. Wait, time out. You're telling me that there are Colombians fighting alongside with Ukrainians?
Oh yeah, there's a lot. I will not say which city it was, but
No.
I went there, and I was like, first time thinking to joining International Legion. They got me. I was like, oh, this guy is Ukrainian. So that instructor was like recruiting, like was like, what language do you guys talk? Like, oh, we speak. I forgot. I think it was Spanish language. I think it was Spanish language. But when they let me in, where the people lives there in the recruitment center, 99% of them are from Colombia.
Wow.
And we have a lot of Colombians right here, and they stand for Ukraine.
Wow.
A lot of them, and they're insane. These guys go straight through the fence like to the Russians. These guys are insane.
Wow, that is I just learned something. That's amazing that there's 99% Colombians as far as the foreign aspect, Spanish speaking, that are assisting and standing alongside with Ukrainians. That's unbelievable. I would have never guessed or known that. There is someone that's trying to communicate with you in the chat. I don't know if you see it. I think you do.
Yeah, that's another soldier in Ukraine, but he's more doing special operations. He's a NATO soldier, so yeah.
All right, so I don't know if he speaks English, but you tell him that for me and my mom, we love and support the Ukrainian people and their strive for freedom and democracy.
That's right.
Oh yeah, he speaks English very well.
Oh, okay, so he understands. Okay, so you know what? You are all so brave, despite the lack. Well, certain areas lack of support, but you do have a lot of support from a lot of people. Maybe not from a governmental perspective, but from a civilian perspective, there are people all over the world that support the Ukrainian people.
That's right.
And I know that the European leaders and nations are doing their due diligence to do whatever they can to help support Ukraine as well. So all of you, whether you're national born or you're Ukrainian or coming from other places to help Ukraine, I commend you for that. Because Putin is a thug. He's always been a thug. It's not anything new. He's always been deemed the enemy of the United States, other than the current situation where we cozy up to him and we roll out a red carpet to a person who should be arrested for war crimes and the atrocities that he's committing in Ukraine. Whether people like it or not, that is the fact. In any other place, that would never happen, except here. But we support you. And you are, like I said to Dom here, you are welcomed here. We support that. And like I said, this is something that is unbelievable what's going on. But like I said, a lot of nations are standing up and trying to do their part. Individuals are participating. Individuals are, volunteering from all over the world, including our own soldiers. Now I want to ask you this, Dom. You said there were 93 unalived Americans?
Yeah.
Where did the United States ever get their remains back? Do we have possession of these Americans, or do the Russians have them? Where are they?
I have no idea about this. I cannot get this kind of information.
I understand.
Because I can get only
I understand.
information which is public.
I mean, that's questions that Americans should answer, or ask. What about the Americans that have been unalived? Do we not try to recover American?
I would say something.
Go ahead.
So before, I don't know how actually for foreigners, but I think when you sign up the contract, and if you will be unalived, so either way, your family has 90 days to connect with the Ukrainian military to find information where he is, so you guys can take him back home. If they're not gonna do that, they gonna make funeral. So imagine American citizen is unalived in Ukraine. If family can't take him home, he's gonna go in the hole with another with many of Ukrainian soldiers who has been fallen here.
Wow. And again, our public is not aware of this 90-day thing, because a lot of families, they don't have the resources to make that happen. They have to work through our government to even try to make that happen. I've never even heard of this. I don't think the American people even know about this. I really don't. So I can't imagine what the families are going through to try to get their loved ones back home and give them the proper, respect and burial. This is unbelievable. And do you think the other 200 that are wanted are still currently assisting and aiding Ukraine right now?
I don't know. I really hope these guys are fine. They're still alive and they're doing their job to get down Russia and Putin.
Let me ask you, do you think it's more important for the United States to provide logistical support as far as training Ukrainians and other people that are participating in the defense of Ukraine? Not just, of course, I'm sure military assets are needed, equipment. You said medical earlier. I'm sure that goes without saying. But I would think the training is really important, because is there a lack of I would say, an experienced training corps of Ukrainian military personnel, or do you need like NATO member countries to send in people, and like say the United States to send in people to give them the proper training?
Oh yeah, we need them, and there's actually we have a lot of foreigner instructors, especially from America and England. When where they coming here, they sign up as a military, but they don't go zero lines. They actually training our people. So yeah, we do actually need people, but right now I think we have like tons of foreigners from the USMC, from the Navy, like other units, you know. So we actually have a lot of them.
That is interesting. Is it in the hundreds, thousands? What would you say, hundreds?
No, I would say like foreigners. It must be like I don't know. I don't want to lie, but probably like 300. So
Okay.
that's really a lot. That's really a lot.
Our friend in chat says they have a lot of type instructors. That gives me a little optimism that what we see in our media makes it sound like we're not doing anything to help Ukrainians and on the ground there, but it seems like we do have training instructors, personnel assisting Ukrainians there. So that's a good thing to me. Just thinking about it from that perspective. So what would you think in your opinion would be the most important thing that other countries can do for helping Ukraine, supporting Ukraine? You told me earlier that there's corruption there, which definitely needs to be put under control for sure, and let the money go to where it really needs to go. What would you say is the most important thing to you on the front line there, zero line, that you would say to the world right now? What would you say?
Yeah, I would say actually I wouldn't say guys donate through organizations your money or everything. So basically, if you actually want to help Ukraine and if you want something, like if you have money and you want to donate, please go to their official website of battalions and do donate through the website. Don't do that through the volunteers. If you want to give some stuff like I don't know, like sheets, like bandages, then you can do it through the volunteers. But mainly, we say people donate straight to battalion from their website.
How can you provide those websites to me on WhatsApp?
I can, but there's going to be a lot of battalions. I think there's going to be 20 battalions. Yeah.
But you know what? It gives people an idea of what to look for. As set an example, when you say battalions, I mean, am I going to just search support Ukrainian battalions and it'll come up on a search, on a Google search, a DuckDuckGo search? Like, that's what I'm saying.
No, you should just write in Google like Ukrainian infantry battalions, and there's gonna be like you will see the Wikipedia will open and it will show like 25th battalion, 24th. So you just basically Google that name like 24th battalion. Google. You open their website. There's gonna be links: donate, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, something else. Like there's a lot of things that you can go through.
So you're telling me there's less corruption by doing it that way than any other way. That's the way that the money, the resources are actually going to be utilized and used. And like you said, it's not just about money. Like you said, it's clothing, blankets, anything that is useful for the soldiers.
That's again good question, which I cannot answer because I don't really know. But I really hope so. When the people like were sending money to our battalion. So they were buying stuff for us. So I think that's like less corruption than doing through any volunteer organizations. I mean, there's a lot of good volunteer organizations, but it's really hard to find these people who's not gonna take. They can take the money because they have to survive somehow because they're like volunteering. But I'm not gonna say his name. There's a guy in Kherson, and probably your viewers know. He's American. He's a big lawyer. He's a con man. He takes like per month 20 grand, and he donates to Ukraine like $500, $700.
Wow.
So there's a lot of people like this. So people have to be careful.
Oh, that is for that is saying the least when you say that. But someone in chat says the UK is actually training Ukrainian soldiers too. But I think there's many European countries that are probably involved. It's the UK, Germany, France, just to name a few. I'm sure there's quite a bit of support coming from European nations.
Yeah, so about this trainings, what he's saying. So Ukrainian military actually going to UK and United Kingdom soldiers actually training them in their own country.
Wow, that's excellent, and that's definitely a safer environment to train. It's better than training directly in a combat zone area. That's excellent.
Yep.
That is excellent. So you said right now, he says also a lot of EU countries train militaries and train Ukrainians. So a lot of them are probably having them come into their countries to train. Is that what I'm getting? It's not just the UK, Dom?
No, it's not UK only. Like Germany does the same thing. Finland does the same thing. I think Norway does the same thing. There's actually a lot of countries where you.
No wonder Russians get attacked, like saying a lot of stuff about Norway and Finland and stuff like that, because they're not happy that they're helping the Ukrainian people either. Their militaries. Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia. These are all former Soviet bloc countries.
Yeah, Bill. I'm sorry, I have to go now.
No, go. Listen,
Live soon.
text me on WhatsApp in the days to come, where we can catch up and we can continue this conversation when you have free time. But listen, my blessings to you. Please be safe out there. And that's, again, my love, prayers, thoughts go to the Ukrainian people and the soldiers there. I can't say enough about you, your courage. I mean, words cannot express really what kind of a hero you are to the Ukrainian people, and also an example of democracy, freedom, and standing up for that on a global scale. So God, I'll just say it because I'm a Catholic. God bless you. God bless the people that you're around, and God bless the people of Ukraine.
Thank you very much.
We'll talk
Guys.
soon. All right, you have a
Yeah.
great one.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Mom, I'm on a live stream right now.
Let me talk.
No, but you
Let
can't.
me talk. And I want him to know that.
He's gone. He left. He had to go. He had to go out.
But I say, let me talk.
Again, Mom, please, not right now.
Last time I spent
Oh
the
my
money.
gosh. Okay, but he said don't do that, because the money's not going to the sources. It's not. There's corruption going on. The money is not going where it's really needed. He just told me on how to do pretty much direct support to the people who really will get it and use it. So please. All right.
Because I'm going to do it.
And I know that there's other people here in the chat that are partaking and participating in it, and the same goes for you on TikTok. The same goes to you. You are to be commended for your courage
But can you
and your selflessness,
and not having
because especially if you're coming in from another country and you see this as such an important, critical point of really standing up for democracy, freedom, especially for these former Soviet Union bloc countries. We've seen it in the past, obviously, and some have aligned with Russia. We've seen it in recent past, in the last few decades. So, slowly picking away at trying to get that bloc reestablished by Russia, because that really is Putin's ultimate goal. I just took a peek, but I'm focused on this right now. Yeah, Mole's keeping me posted, and you are too, Nick. So, but I see by the comments coming in from TikTok from others that are in Ukraine, seems to be an incredible support coming in from numerous countries. And that's why I think they all thought they need to be here to show unity behind Ukraine when they met with our president. And I don't know if people really understand the symbolism, but also not just the symbolism, but truly, they are backing, as best they can, the Ukrainian people. They really are. They're stepping up, and they have been stepping up. When you hear it coming directly, I just can't get over this American thing, and I can't imagine the Canadians on that, and etc. And for him to tell me there are 93 unalived Americans, what about that? How come we don't hear about that? Are we forgetting? Or, it's like we have nothing to do with this. It was their decision. They're on their own kind of a deal. And we don't want the families. Can you imagine how difficult it must be for the families to try to get their loved ones back home and give them the proper burial? He said 90 days. If they don't get in 90 days, they're buried alongside with other Ukrainian soldiers. That is, and right now he's a medic. And he's right there.
So sad.
Unbelievable. And I hope to meet him one day. I really do. And I think we will at some point when he's traveling across the country here. And he's going to have a couple of days of a layover before he goes back. But again, we have to be careful. Because if he's on a so-called list, Russia has assets here. They have assets everywhere. We have assets everywhere. Everybody has assets everywhere. He has to be careful. And so do I.
Mhm. Yep.
Because like anything else, if they think you are an accessory or assisting, you are considered the enemy. So this has nothing to do, with politics. This has to do with reality. Because that is the reality. And I pray that this stops. I really do. Because trust me, there are Russian parents, Russian families that are suffering alongside for the loss of their loved ones. So, that is true, but Putin is responsible, not Zelensky. Putin is responsible for this, despite what some Americans here might say contrary, and try to justify falling into Russian propaganda and going along those lines and calling Ukraine corrupt, but Russia's not. Russia doesn't take out people that oppose them, whether it's politicians or musicians or reporters. Mom, please. I can't have a conversation with other people if they hear two people talking.
No, I'm saying.
So, you want to talk about, he has the nerve to comment on the elections here? Are you kidding? Coming from him? Like he's someone that is reputable and credible? Are you kidding? So, the ceasefire ended? That I said, I've been hinting some shit's coming. That's what it was. And now you're going to see something else happen. I'm not going to say a freaking word. Exactly. Putin has always been a thug
Ese es un
killer.
diablo.
I mean, when did that change? That Putin is all of a sudden a nice guy. Did that ever happen?
He's evil like that.
How does the American public become swayed that Putin's okay, and defend Putin
Uy.
over what the freak he decided to do as an operation to take Ukraine, and thought he was going to be in Kyiv in 3 days if it wasn't for the opposition stopping him? Then what? What's next? No one's got the courage to stop him because he wants to take back the Soviet Union bloc. He said it. He said it himself. Oh man. That might be some breaking news in itself, what you're telling me, Jenny. So someone in the TikTok is saying people in Gaza are saying they are dropping more bombs. So it looks like there's some kind of an Israeli bombing going on right now. I don't know. I'm just
Well,
saying what somebody's saying in TikTok.
Hamas?
That was Dominic Dorotov. He is well-known medic. Well, again, on this stream, I keep things balanced. I try to stay in the middle and look at things objectively. I'm an independent. Years ago, I was a Democrat. I moved up here for 20 years. I started to go more this way, to the right. And I would call myself a moderate, pretty much in the middle. So I am very objective. And in this instance, I am totally for Ukraine. Absolutely, totally for Ukraine. Despite the bullshit that our media spins, trying to say, oh, Ukraine's corrupt, they have an illegitimate government, all this. Okay, there is corruption there. He even said so, to get the money to go to the proper sources. But comparing that to what Russia's done and what Russia's doing, it's apples and oranges.
The Ukrainian people are suffering.
I don't even know how people draw any kind of indifference. It's crazy. And I definitely blame past administrations for allowing what happened. That is true with Crimea. And, you know, he's just decided, remember, this is before Trump. And Trump says that. This isn't my war. Well, I get that. But Russia said, you know, they're not going to do anything about it. They're weak. They're divided. They're not on the same page. We'll just walk into Ukraine again. What are they going to do? We did it in Crimea. They huffed and puffed for a while. But after all was said and done, we got Crimea. So, you know what? Let's try Ukraine now. Let's just go for Ukraine. Oh, there's the link. Uh-oh. Israel heavily bombs Gaza in major ceasefire violation. Well, there goes that. So much for peace. I knew this ceasefire wasn't going to hold up. Did anybody really believe that this ceasefire was going to hold? I mean, honestly, did people? Because someone says it is? Doesn't make it so. Especially when you're dealing with this region. Anybody who really thought this ceasefire was going to hold, please stop. I mean, in a weird way, I'm surprised it lasted this long, to be honest. And I'm going to tell you, I think the president is going to be really pissed. And he's going to hold both responsible, accountable, I think. Because he told Israel, and he definitely told Hamas, don't F this up. And they effed it up. Now what? He's going to be pissed. And I don't blame him. And the other countries that stood there in Egypt, too.
It's like windy or something.
I mean, what the heck was that? You know what? That's almost like a publicity staged PR stunt. Until we have true solid peace, and I'm talking not for days, it has to be shown to have some type of bearing some real credibility. Then you can do all that. But you cannot do that so soon, especially in the early stages, because there was still a lot of negotiating to deal with. But thank God there was one good thing that came out of it. The hostages, the ones that were alive, returned to their families. That was the one great thing. So let's not discount that part, because that's always a great thing. So, but despite that, and I'm going to tell you, and I hope to God I am wrong, but I tell you one thing. Of course, I'm human. I'm wrong at times. I'm not one of these people that profess to be right all the time, and it's my way, not your way. You're wrong, I'm right. You know, we have a lot of those already. And they talk you down with no respect. They demoralize you. They try to make you feel smaller. You know, we have a lot of those kind of people out there. And then they use the rhetoric, and it gets worse and worse and worse. I'm not with that at all. I'm all about respect. And yes, we have difference of opinion, and we can do it respectfully without throwing in cute little offensive remarks, like even with sarcasm. But you know where they're coming from. It's just, it's just so horrific. Everything that's going on is just so horrific. And I'm concerned, and I hope I'm wrong. Last week, there was an article that we were sending 200 troops in an assist, not to be in Gaza itself, but to assist the Israeli military in a Gaza situation. That, I think, is coming now. I just pray that because of our involvement, potentially, that things don't start to happen here because of it. That, especially, you know, we have our religious holiday. Christmas is coming. I pray to God that things don't get crazy. I pray. And that is something I hope I am completely wrong. But we have to pay attention. And that's that video. Let me stop that. Who is messaging me like a crazy person? And you're right, now it's starting to come out. The AP, Israeli strikes southern Gaza in test of ceasefire, they're putting it. That's how the AP just posted it. Breaking, Israel strikes southern Gaza in test of ceasefire. They're being careful with the wording. I'm just checking. Okay. Nothing else important on the phone. I'm going to read a few of your comments now. And Davidov, if you're still here, you're always welcomed here as well. Yeah, right, Frenzy? Unbelievable. There's so much involved here. I'm reading the comments. And I'm just reading comments coming in. I cannot verify, but these are the comments that people are talking about in the chat because there's multiple platforms going on right now. Someone says, heavy Israeli bombing rocked the Gaza Strip on Sunday, killing at least 15. Oh my God, I shouldn't have said that. 15 Palestinians.
Oh. Wow.
Well, again, this is coming from one side. You remember, you always take everything with a grain of salt when you hear anything coming out from any side, to be fair. A Palestinian government office or official said on Sunday that Israeli forces have carried out 80 ceasefire violations since October 10th, unaliving 97 people and wounding 230 more. Now that's coming from their side. There's always two sides, what more, but that's what someone's posting. I'm not going to watch the game right now. If the Giants win or lose, that's a game. It's not as important as the conversation right now. To me, at least. A game is a game. It's entertainment. Which I enjoy. Or not. It depends on the results. But now we got to see how fragile that is. I mean, is it officially done, the ceasefire? Or is it still holding on by a very slight single thread? Barely clinging and holding. I don't know. I'm sure it's all over mainstream media. But I want to thank Stala on TikTok for introducing me to Dom. I want to thank Dominic for coming on today and talking about his experiences in Ukraine as a medic. And all the other people that helped contribute to make this happen today. And we will definitely have more conversations with our Ukrainian soldier friend who's right there on the front lines. And he indicated he's 1.8 miles from Russian forces.
I love Ukrainian people.
And look forward to possibly meeting him in the future in person. And my friend Al, I seen popped in for a quick second. Wait till Dom gets a taste of my cooking. He's gonna not want to leave and go back to Ukraine. Oh my gosh! Everybody that comes to my house that ever eats anything I cook, they're like, "Oh my God, that was so good." I'm hearing some weird sounds.
Really check the bicycle outside.
There's no reason to check the bicycle outside. Why would I check the bicycle
Because
outside?
I left it outside.
It's supposed to stay outside.
And it's windy.
It's okay. It'll be fine. It's tied? Or did they lose? Oh, that is shady. Wow, look at this. 30-26. But is the Giants ball? What's the situation here with 40 seconds left in the fourth? What's going on? Oh, that is Giants. Oh, this could be beautiful. Yeah, they blew the lead, but they could still win the game. It looks like the Broncos coach, I can't remember his name. Sean, what was his name? He used to be on a Giants coach. Sean Payton, I can't think of his name. Something like that. You know something? Even though they blew the lead, this is a gutty win if they win this game. on the road against a really decent team. First and goal? Oh my God. What's going on with this? How much time? They need to run the ball. Oh, he's going to do something. He's going to take it in himself. Oh shit, he almost got it. Did he cross it? I don't think he did. I don't think he did either. Jax, take it easy. Take it easy, Jax. He's young. Oh, he's in. Was the knee down before the ball crosses? He's in. He's in. Touchdown. Right there. That's what I want to confirm. Because it doesn't matter where the ball is. It matters where the contact of the body is before the ball goes over that line. Oh, he's down. Yeah, he's over. He's over the line. That's a touchdown. That is a touchdown. I want to see what the refs do here. He's still in the air. He's still in the air. The ball is over the line, and then he makes contact with the ground. That is a touchdown. He broke the plane. Sorry, I know I'm totally off topic, but this is a... Oh, give me a break. Call on the field, they're short of the goal line. Get the hell out of here. That is a touchdown all the way. Now you'll know how the NFL is rigged if they don't overturn this call. The call on the field is he was short. He is not short. He broke the plane with the ball. Let's see what they say. Touchdown, baby. That's right. You made the right call. 30 seconds. No timeouts left. How about that? How about that? That's my experience too, Bill. The food I make is always... Oh my gosh. You got that Cajun blood and no Spanish and Italian foods really well. That's me. That's what I do. Like I said, anybody ever comes over, you'll see. You'll experience. You just tell me what you want, and I'll make it. Without going too crazy. Or you could just say, Bill, make your favorite dish. And then I'll tell you, what do you like? Is there a certain meat you like? Or no meat? Because if like a mole was coming here, I would have to get a little picky with his strict vegan diet. But there are ways to do cheese and not actually use dairy products. I would definitely make eggplant parmesan vegan style for him. It would be totally vegan, and he would love it. So that's an example. You like chicken? You want chicken parmesan? You want Chinese chicken? What kind of chicken you want? You want chicken in the grill? Smoker? What? Chicken salad? So yeah. And yes, I hope to one day, and Mom says it's fine to have Dom come here for overnight because he's got to get back to Ukraine right away and have dinner here with us. And maybe take some gifts back to Ukraine. Gifts. Things they could use. Valuable small gifts. Doesn't have to be big things where he can't take it with him. But things that would be very useful for them. Motown, I never got into Thai cooking. I can't say I have. So I can't. I'm 33 seconds left. That's nerve-wracking right there. That field goal kicker is trash. Their Gano is injured. And that I don't know how his replacement is a guy who can't kick a field goal. He missed one earlier, an extra point. He's brutally bad. Brutally bad. I don't know how he hasn't been cut on this team. And that can cost them the game right there. And I hate when they play this deep zone coverage. Like that. There's no timeouts. He's going to have to throw the ball down. He's got to spike it. Yep. And now they'll go. Watch him make this freaking field goal. And they lose the game. Watch this. I think they're going to lose. And that's... Oh my God. This is horrific. And that's why I cannot stand the deep zone coverage. I freaking can't stand it because you're giving them field. You're giving it to them. And look, they're going to try to get closer. It's 1st and 5. They're going to lose this game. The Giants are going to lose this game. That's pathetic. Now, they have to be careful here because if they try to make this play and the clock could run, they're taking a big chance. $18 seconds. They got one play. They blew this game. The Giants did blow this game. I'll tell you one thing. That kicker's not on the team next week. Regardless of what happens here, that kicker's not on the team. He's cut. And look at him. He missed 2. This shouldn't even come down to it. He's missed twice. It should be a 4-point lead right now. This shouldn't even be a field goal game, to be honest. Oh, he's definitely going. Oh, they're done. They're done. They got to do it fast. He's got to spike the ball. Game is over. It's over. They blew the game. That is a disgrace of a game. They blew it. The chances of that guy missing that field goal is slim. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, because this was a standalone stream really for Dominic, I'm going to end now, and I may be back in a little while, but it's just to hang out. Of course, the Giants need more. They're not there. The guy can't win by himself. All right, so I'm going to say goodbye to everybody right now. Have a great rest of your night. Be well, be blessed, be safe, and I may be back in a little while. So I'll say goodbye.